Imagine you are standing on a quiet beach. You are waiting for the dawn. You look to the east, as countless generations have done before you. But the sky there remains dark. A faint glow begins to build behind you over the western horizon. The sun rises from the west. The familiar world you know has been turned on its head. This is not just a visual trick. This is a fundamental change to our planet's very motion. This single, seemingly simple reversal of Earth's spin from east to west to east would trigger a cascade of mind-bending consequences, altering everything from the air we breathe to the ground beneath our feet. Our planet currently rotates on its axis from west to east. This rotation gives us our day and night cycle, and it is a hidden engine shaping winds, oceans, and weather. Reverse the engine, and every system must adjust. Violently at first, then into a new balance. One of the most immediate and significant consequences of a reverse spin would be the flipping of the Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect is not a true force like gravity, but an apparent force from being on a rotating planet. Right now, it deflects moving objects, wind, ocean currents, even long-range artillery shells. To the right in the northern hemisphere, to the left in the southern hemisphere. That's why major storms spin opposite ways across the equator. If Earth spun backwards, the rule book is thrown out. The Coriolis effect reverses. Winds and currents bend left in the northern hemisphere and right in the southern hemisphere. A hurricane off Florida would now spin clockwise, a mirror image. This isn't cosmetic. Formation, intensification, and tracks would all change. Meteorologists would need new models. Trade winds reverse and blow west to east. The prevailing westerlies become easterlies. Across North America, storms would arrive from the Atlantic and move toward the Pacific. Jet streams flip too, changing flight times. New York to Los Angeles shorter, the return longer, forcing a global rethink of air travel. The reversal of global winds would reconfigure atmospheric circulation cells that set deserts and rainforests. Warm, moist air rises near the equator, cools, condenses, and rains, nurturing rainforests. Dry air sinks around 30 degrees latitude, creating great desert belts. Sahara, Atacama, the Australian outback. With reversed winds, models predict a startling outcome. Deserts shrink. Moisture flows east to west would carry rain deep inland. Many deserts would grow green over centuries. Conversely, the Amazon relies on Atlantic trade winds. Reversed winds cut that supply. Air from the Pacific would lose rain on the Andes west, leaving the basin drier. The Amazon could slowly wither, its dense canopy thinning into drier savanna. Other regions, like the southeastern U.S. and southern China, could become far more arid. Over long timescales, biomes shift, rivers carve new paths, and the map of life is redrawn. The transition may net a greener world overall, but only after immense ecological upheaval. As winds reverse, so do the great ocean currents and gyres. Currents that now flow clockwise in the North Atlantic would turn counterclockwise. This rewires Earth's heat transport. The planetary thermostat shifts. The Gulf Stream, carrying tropical heat toward Europe, would be gone. A cold current would flow south along Europe, plunging Western Europe toward harsher winters. On North America's west coast, a warm current would replace the cool California current. Coastal climates from San Francisco to Seattle would feel warmer and more humid. Below the surface, the thermohaline circulation would disrupt and reform. Oxygen supply and nutrient cycles change, displacing marine ecosystems. Established fisheries would collapse in some regions and new ones emerge elsewhere. Sea surface temperatures shift fog and intensify storms in unfamiliar places. The watery conveyor that stabilizes climate would be fundamentally reconfigured. The consequences reach our technology, space, sea, and air. We launch eastward to steal about 1,000 miles per hour from Earth's rotation. Reverse the spin, and the advantage flips. You'd launch westward. Much existing launch infrastructure becomes suboptimal overnight. Geostationary satellites would need reversed orbits. Many would lack fuel to adjust. Mariners, long guided by familiar currents, must rediscover efficient routes. Charts and routing software become obsolete. Ports and schedules are upended. Aviation planning flips with the jet streams. Turbulence and storm corridors shift. Forecast models tied to today's winds fail. Meteorology must be rebuilt. Even simple trips demand new calculations and a new understanding of the sky itself. Technology adapts, but only after costly trial and error across the entire global system. Civilization is built on a stable, predictable climate. Our cities and farms fit today's rains, tides, and storms. Reverse the flows, and defenses face storms from the wrong direction. What was safe may become perilous. Reliable seasons fail. Some breadbaskets dry out while others flood. We would race to adapt crops and techniques, work that takes decades. Major coastal cities face unfamiliar storm tracks and surges. Inland, rivers flood in new places. Reservoirs run dry elsewhere. Global supply chains and food security suffer severe shocks. Mass migrations and resource conflicts strain societies to their limits. The path to a new equilibrium would test resilience and cooperation worldwide. The living world would be caught in the crossfire of these colossal changes. Life has evolved with eastward rotation and its climate systems. A sudden reversal is an evolutionary shock. Every organism is affected, the smallest microbe to the largest whale. Many would move, triggering great chaotic migrations. Plants rooted in place face the hardest trials. Forests cannot simply move. Dieback unfolds while better adapted species take root via wind and animals. Reefs, exquisitely sensitive to temperature, would be devastated by new currents. Marine life follows shifting thermal and nutrient gradients, reshaping food webs. Specialist species unable to adapt or move fast enough face extinction. Over millions of years, evolution would refill the world. New species, new ecosystems, even a green Sahara thriving in its own way. This thought experiment reveals a profound truth. We live on an intricately connected world. The direction of an Atlantic hurricane is tied to a rainforest in South America. A London winter is linked to currents born in the Gulf of Mexico. Flight times ride the same mechanics that place the world's deserts. Nothing exists in isolation. Climate and ground are products of a delicate cosmic dance. Though Earth's spin will not suddenly reverse, our changes to the atmosphere are also fundamental. Shifting weather, rising seas, and stressed ecosystems echo the disruptions we've explored. Seeing through this lens clarifies our living, breathing, exquisitely balanced world. Its stability is not guaranteed. Life and our civilization depend on a precise set of conditions. Earth is amazing when we truly understand how finely tuned our planet is.